How's it going today? Today we're going. This is a video I'm making today. I said I was going to stop doing them for a while, but with the stock market coming down pretty hard, it's I made this video basically for everybody, and for this, I want to. The reason I'm not going to stop making videos per se. Obviously, I still keep you updated with this. I'm going to stop making like the news videos and stuff like that, talking about all that, and really focus on bringing more content. I want to bring in more charts, and it might take. I want to make less videos, but hopefully better quality videos, and not just sitting out in my car and just sitting on basically the surface of the sun out here, because it's like no air conditioner, because my air conditioner broke and it's like almost 110 degrees out here, it feels like. But anyway, hopefully make it quick so I don't cook out here. But anyway, these are like some stocks I'm looking at. The markets came down hard. It just seems to go down hard. I could leave a video on a recession that I think might happen, but really the most important thing is not predicting the recession, it's preparing for it, because essentially we will eventually go into recession. There will be a slowdown. We will go into recession, or even worse, or whatever. You just have to prepare for yourself. You have to understand. You have to put cash on the sidelines to take advantage of that. Them opportunities. But anyway, these are stocks. I don't think we're gonna go nosediving in a recession like the market's saying, or all these people saying we're going in recession next couple months. Actually, when you inverts, when it first inverted in 2005, actually the market almost went up 20-30% since it inverted. So essentially it doesn't predict a recession next week or next whatever. It might actually go until 2021, 2020, 2020. You know what I mean? So it might be late 2020 or early 2021, or maybe late 2021. So essentially I don't think you should sell. I believe you should be comfortable enough. But anyway, let's get into it. I go leave a link for that video down there so you can really get into it. I talk heavily about it. Leave a question if you have a question. I get back to you always. Anyway, these are stocks that I'm looking at. I'm just gonna list a lot of them. Hopefully this won't be a very long video. But anyway, these are stocks I'm looking at that ran up a lot and took a little hit. The trade desk, obviously I'm big. I like this stock. Had a great quarter, great profitability, great outlook, and the stock got hammered. I mean, it ran up almost, I think 200 and I think it's 280, and then it crashed all the way back down to 250. So it's not a big hit percentage wise, but still, I mean, it's still, I believe, maybe if you haven't bought it, maybe a starting position and thirds, or half now, half later, whatever you want to do with that. I believe that's a good stock. Maybe just put it on the radar, so if it goes down another 10%, you look at it. So essentially the next one is Okta, another cybersecurity. I can leave a link down there for all these stocks. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk about the stocks. I'm just listing some on my watch list, definitely, now that the market's coming down a little bit. I don't believe it's going to be too long. But anyway, the next one is Twilio. Twilio got hit real bad also. So essentially, I believe Twilio will eventually come back. It got hit pretty hard after earnings, had a good earnings report and all that. So essentially, I believe that's good. The next one is MasterCard. MasterCard is a good one to have. I believe consumer confidence, if it remains consumer confidence, we're getting some numbers on, I think, consumer confidence tomorrow, and we actually get Walmart earnings. So essentially, see how good the consumer, if it's good. I believe MasterCard is one you want. Match Group is one other one. I believe it got hit hard. It ran up a lot. It ran up all the way to 90. Now it's way back to where it was when it just gave up all them gains, had a great quarter, but I mean, it just fell apart. So essentially, I don't know why stocks run up like that, then they just give it all back. I mean, what's really the point, right? But anyway, it happens sometimes, and there's some things behind that. But anyway, the next one is Amazon. Of course, Amazon is always kind of my go-to pullback one that goes, I instantly stopped watching it. I bought some more in December when it came down pretty hard, and I was just kind of watching it. Definitely, Amazon's always kind of on the watch list. I always watch Amazon. Actually, it's my largest holdings, actually, behind Google. So essentially, which actually Google's has done well and actually hasn't pulled back really that much at all, really. Maybe 5% or whatever, but really, it's kept up with the market with the pullback. Anyway, the next one is Salesforce, and I have no idea why this one is selling off like it is. It has no exposure for China, which that was the first kind of scare. I don't think it's going to ever get really hit with the the a recession. Even if there was a slight recession, I don't think that anything like that. So essentially, Salesforce, I think it has this kind of moat around it where even if you went in a slowdown, I think it's such a demanding product that I don't think it would get hit that hard. I believe it would, just because it's a big company and it's all tied into the index. So essentially, it would go down. But I as a company, as a sales wise, I don't think it would get hit that hard, really. And the next one is Uber. Uber got plummeted. I mean, Uber's down over 20% since when I bought it. I actually recommended it back, I think, in July, and that thing's gotten hammered. It took a loss. Basically, it's losing a lot of money. It's not that bad, really. And really, there's some headlines around that saying how much it lost, and it was kind of, I mean, a lot of that was IPO costs. So essentially, it lost $1 billion, but the headlines were like 5 or whatever it was, almost $6 billion. But they really didn't fully get into how much it was or whatever. So essentially, Uber is still losing money, but it's still growing too. So essentially, and the rates went down on how much it's growing. But anyway, I believe it's good. I believe everybody needs some ride sharing exposure if you're going to invest like I do. Basically, try to get these companies that really are industry leaders in a growing economy or in a growing industry. So essentially, I think Uber is a great one. Zandex is the next one. It had a pretty good quarter, but it lost a little bit of its profits and then it got hammered. It's down. It's actually almost a loss. It basically wiped out 3 months of gains. It went up all the way to 93. Now it's down to whatever. So essentially, it got hammered. That's one I'm looking at too. Anyway, Arista Networks is the next one. It ran up quite a bit. I remember when this was almost 330, and now it's down to 200. So essentially, this one got hammered on some weak guidance and everything like that. And here comes the train blowing down. Hopefully, you guys can't hear it. But anyway, we're just going to continue on. I mean, but anyway, that's a train in the background. But anyway, Arista Networks is a good company to have. Square is the next one. I think this one has a good opportunity, a big opportunity, and for some reason, this stock always gets pummeled on every single thing. It can put up at a great quarter, great this, but always someone comes out and goes, you know what, that's not very good, and the stock gets hammered. It's every single time in the last year or so. And I think it's really kind of a bad mistake to really sell it. But I believe as a long term for Square, I believe that's really almost a buy almost. Especially at these levels. I mean, this is almost getting to the point of ridiculous almost. I mean, it was up to, I think, 80. I remember when it was almost 100, and now it's down to like 50. I mean, what happened there? It's like 59 or so. So essentially, that's one that I definitely might pick up. I'm kind of over thing. I was buying around 65 or so, 60 or whatever, and I think it came down to that last time I checked. I mean, but anyway, I probably won't add any more to Square. I'm probably where I like to be at on a company like that. The next one is NVIDIA. I believe NVIDIA is one of these stocks that got hammered last year, and it really hasn't recovered at all because of all this China this, China that, China this, China's destroying us, as China's doing this, China is basically NVIDIA's story. But I believe looking forward, NVIDIA is really, really a good play. It's almost like maybe AMD and stuff like that. It's a chip maker, obviously. They don't really compete. I mean, they do in the video games per se. But NVIDIA, because a lot of it's weird because I was actually doing this thing, a lot of research on it, and really, AMD does. I think they make computer chips for the PlayStation, which is kind of weird because PlayStation is made in I think it's a Japanese company. I think Sony's Japanese, but really a lot of them play on the computer. So essentially, it's kind of weird. Like, you know what I mean? You wouldn't think that, but a lot of them play actually on computers and PCs. And NVIDIA's the top market in that. So essentially, as PC gaming, I think PC gaming is not as dying, but I think it's growing over there. So essentially, but anyway, that's NVIDIA. Obviously, they have AI, their database centers and all that. So essentially, like, That's why I like Nvidia going forward, and I believe it's a good time maybe get into it. They report earnings, and that's why I'm watching it. Another one is kind of the swinging for the fences type thing that it's so much different, and I believe it has a good outlook, a good possibility in front of it, and that is Stitch Fix. I haven't really recommended this much on the channel because it got hammered real hard, and it's been just kind of volatile. So essentially, but that's one of them. It's sitting around, I think, like 20 now. So I think that's really kind of a good buying point around that. But anyway, and the last one is Upwork. That was one I also recommended recently and got hammered. So basically, that's all the ones I'm looking at. Hopefully, this video kind of helped you guys out and everything. Leave a comment, make sure to subscribe. I keep uploading videos, of course, but I want to get more in depth in editing and making them better content for you guys and really explain it, because I'm more of a visual person. I'm not really getting any visuals here. I like getting charts. I like and stuff like that. I like showing you guys that. So essentially, anyway, thanks you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and see if you own any of these or your opinions or anything. I'm always open-minded to anything. So essentially, and thank you for watching. Thank you.